Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today is going to be one of the greatest videos I've ever made on my channel, because I'm going to be showcasing Tytoń's end season 3.0 Xbow cycle gameplay from the last ladder season. As you can see on the screen here, he was able to finish number 6 in the entire world. A single-digit finish, to my knowledge, the greatest 3.0 Xbow cycle ladder finish of all time when I talk about pure 3.0 and no other decks being switched. I believe 2.0 Xbow has finished top 6 a couple times, but that was 2.9 many years back. So Tytoń was just robbed of a number 2 ladder finish. I made a video on that last season, and he bounced back with perfect mentality, perfect mindset, and perfect gameplay to achieve his first ever single digit on ladder. Absolutely incredible, so of course I had to make a video in today's video. I'll be showcasing his final games of the season, breaking them down with my own thought process and analysis, and sharing them with you guys. So truly going to be one of the best videos I've made. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into the matches. Everyone, we're here. I have Tytoń joining the clan to share replays. As you can see, I called it writing history because he literally just wrote the history book of 3.0 Xbow, rewrote it with the greatest ladder finish we've ever seen with the deck, number 6, as you can see on his profile. Just unbelievable performance after a robbery last season where he barely lost to LavaHound and would have finished top 2 or top 3 if he won that game, bouncing back with a perfect mentality and mindset. So really happy for him. Of course, I'm one of his biggest fans, I would say, and I'm really proud. So we have a bunch of replays against top players. As you can see, he has shared them in order of how recent they were for his finish. So the most recent game was against P.E.K.K.A. As you can see, he finished number 28 last season, has a number 3 best ladder finish, and just an amazing cycle player overall. This is going to be against Royale Hogs Earthquake Cycle. So this was the final game of the season that got Tytoń his finish. And in today's video, as I said, guys, I'll be breaking down every single one of these replays and showcasing exactly how Tytoń got this finish. I also know that he did post a video of his own gameplay live on his channel. I will link his channel in the description below. Please do give him a subscription for me and check him out. He's my favorite 3.0 cycle player in the entire world right now, and I think he is the most talented one as well, with his finish kind of proving it. So we're going to get into the analysis in a bit. Before we do that, I just wanted to say as well, I know people will talk about other finishes. For example, Betfus has finished number 1 with 3.0 before, and Hajime has with I think 2.9 before, but both of those were with other decks along the way, especially Betfus at the end. And this is no slight to Betfus. I have so much respect for him. He's one of my favorite players. I make so many videos with him all the time, and I talk to him, ask him for advice. But that was with playing other decks like Hog Cycle and maybe sniping other people at the top. Tytoń did this pure 3.0 Xbow cycle finish, which is again the best one it has ever gotten, I think. My old friend and the person I looked up to the most, 7-4, got a number 8 ladder finish with 3.0, and that was one of the best ones of all time as well at the time. So this just kind of beats that, and I have a lot of knowledge and history about 3.0, of course. So to my knowledge, this is genuinely the best 3.0 finish we have ever seen. So just incredible stuff, man. It makes me really happy, and I'm just really ecstatic that he was able to perform this well, you know. I do think he deserved it. It's been a long time coming. He definitely has the talent, and it was an okay meta for 3.0. I mean, Mortar's pretty bad, Drill is pretty bad, and there were some other bad matchups too, I think, but Giant Graveyard, for example, but the other ones are pretty winnable, and people like Tytoń and Betfus were beating that Mortar deck anyway. So this just goes to show, guys, for all of you Xbow players watching, that the only limits truly exist in our mind. No matter what you feel about the deck, how bad it is in the meta, and I do believe Xbow has been pretty bad for a while as a card in a vacuum, you can perform this well if you are truly at the top, at the peak of talent and gameplay. So yeah, just really happy, man. I'm obviously going to be saying nothing but nice things about Tytoń. You can expect that the whole video. If you expect anything else, then I'll be disappointed in you. But we're going to get into the breakdown again. So this first match is against P.E.K.K.A.'s Earthquake, and I think the biggest thing about this matchup is it does come down to a spell cycle race at the end of the day, because you can't really break through this deck. As you can see, they have a super fast cycle with the Earthquake and the Log, which just means you can kind of take care of Xbow super easily. They don't have a mini tank, which is the biggest benefit for us, but they do still have a delivery, which can act as sort of a mini tank with the recruit, and they also have an Archer Queen, which facilitates a 3-card cycle, and then the pigs can be played right on the Xbow as well. So you will see that a very common play in this matchup is a pre-Tesla up high, because the struggle for the matchup kind of goes both ways. I mean, Xbow can't really ever break through this defense. EQ Log is like the biggest bailout ever against Xbow. Just look at that. You just can't really do anything against that. The entire Xbow is already gone, and they just stall you out forever. He does get a mini lock, about 2 ticks, but he's still in the damage deficit right now because Pedro's getting a lot of Earthquakes on tower every single time. So you will see that eventually it does become a spell cycle race again. Tytoń goes for the Fireball Log on the pigs, but again, Pedro's just ready with this defense. Cycle cards, EQ Log, and Tytoń does get a tiny lock. I think that's literally only 2 ticks every time. In the meantime, Pedro is getting EQ log damage on the tower every single time, so it's just unfortunate. So this matchup does come down to Spell Cycle, because the only real way you'll get damage on the tower is with fireballs, and you will also see a nice play in this matchup is a pre-Tesla up high in order to try and get... Oh my god, that log clipped the Ice Spirit. That's going to be a lock. So that is the other thing about this matchup, guys, as I was talking about something else at the time, but you do actually have ways to sneak an Expo lock in. Number 1, that fireball log on the pigs, if they're not ready, that'll just get you an instant log if they don't play a tank down. Pedro, obviously one of the best players in the world, knows about the play and will be prepared, will play something down, but I mean... Nonetheless, this is still a really nice play, and those pre-logs are pretty crucial too. I mean, you can clip the cycle cards and maybe even take out a cannon last second, and that's going to be crucial too. Again, back to this anti-earthquake pre-Tesla, because they have an EQ. You don't want them to hit the tower with the earthquake. It's as simple as that. So Pedro naked EQ cycling on the tower, Tytoń naked fireballing, and Pedro just logs the Tesla instead of the tower, which I don't know how to feel about that play. He's electing to just kind of EQ cycle the tower. In the meantime, though, Tytoń can defend well. Evo Archer's getting a lot of value. 0 pigs hits coming in, and Pedro is down right now, 13 HP exactly. And so Fireball Log actually does do more damage than Earthquake Log, guys. The thing is, Pedro does have a faster cycle than Tytoń, especially with a 3-card cycle down. So he's already going to get back to the EQ sooner, but I think Tytoń can get 2 more Fireballs down. So high Tesla, anti-Earthquake Tesla, does go for the Fireball Log once more, and the Tesla will stay alive, and I think he can get back to 1 more Fireball plus log on the tower. Yeah, he's back to the Fireball, I think. That should come down. At the very last second it does. That was literally the most last possible second ever, and Tytoń gets the win. If he didn't get that down even like a second, or if he got it down even a second later, he would have lost, but he does win. Final game for the number 6 finish on ladder. Alright everyone, into the next one against Dominic loves Akaza. As you can see, Tytoń says, easy way of beating Lava. This is the best Lava player in the world right now, in my opinion. Number 4 ladder finish, has many number 1s on his other accounts, and he's just a very talented player overall. So we're going to see what Tytoń's trick is, which he just said is an easy way of beating Lava. And this version is actually one of the good matchups for Xbow in the meta, guys. 3.0 Xbow does very well against LavaHound traditionally, and this new version with Void is no exception, because they don't even have arrows for your archers. They can only void the Tesla or the Xbow, or even the archers, because if they don't have Evo Zap, they can't physically kill archers without voiding them. So it is just a pretty good matchup. Let's take a look at what Tytoń does, though, because this seems like a bit of an out of the ordinary match against Lava, where he does something that wasn't really expected, you know? So really nice fireball on the tombstone and 1 skeleton dragon. I guess he would rather hit that than hitting the tower, which I mean is fine. We see a LavaHound come down in the left, and Expo comes down in the right, so Dominic is just going to ignore this right now. Looks like a tower trade situation. He might go for a balloon behind the LavaHound and then maybe like void the Tesla. Does go for that, and that is, as you can see, very shoved over. Tesla does come down, but Tytoń gets that first tick void block. That is so hard to do, but he does get that off. And as you can see, that trick with that exact placement, guys, take note of those placements, will kite the balloon over from the left side to the right side, and Dom already calls a good game. That is a perfect defense with that void block. That was such a clean play, getting the knight down instantly to block that void, and that's already good game, because that's just tower down, and that trick is how you win against LavaHound. So I guess that's the easy trick he was talking about. I think Dominic here is just going to give up, because he already called a good game. I mean, there is no point stalling this out. With the way that worked out, is really just no point. And I mean, he did do his best to shove the balloon over all the way to the left. You saw that behind the chain placement all the way in the far left corner in the left lane. But Tytoń still got that high Tesla to kite it over to the Expo, and with the void block, the trick worked out. You will see that a very important play is the side tucked Expo on the inner tile in the other lane. Otherwise, you cannot kite the balloon over to that Expo. So take note of that play, guys. That is how we beat the best Lava player in the world in the very first minute of the match. Alright everyone, next up we have this game against Prince, who I believe is Planet, the second best Hog ExeNado player in the entire world, I think. He finished number 34 last season, so I think he finished higher than Viper, but I think Viper is the best Hog Exe player, because he has number 1 finishes with the deck, of course. But Planet is a very talented player too, and I really do respect him as well for playing this deck. I think it's quite cool. So we'll see how Tytoń deals with this matchup, because honestly this matchup is one that is pretty rare, but at the top level is pretty deep as well. It does kind of go in both ways, in the sense that a better Expo player will usually always beat a better Hog player, and vice versa. If Planet here was playing against any non-one-trick 3.0 player, I'm sure he would win, because the way this match goes is also kind of spell cycle, to be honest. Neither side can ever get damage with their win conditions. Xbow cannot really break through Valkyrie, relatively fast cycle with Rocket and Executioner as well. And then Hog cannot just break through 3.0 with Tesla cycle. So it does come down to Fireball cycle for Tytoń and Rocket cycle for Planet here. I do think that there are some tricks you can employ as the Xbow side, more so than the Hog side, to get damage with your win condition, but Hog does have multiple win conditions too. So what I mean by that is Xbow can go for a last minute Fireball or log on something to kill it early before the opponent would expect, and maybe get a lock that way. Befis actually did beat Viper in this matchup, again the best player in the world, in my video yesterday, which was #1 in the world with 3.0 by Befis. He did beat it with that exact trick, you know, fireballing an Executioner and a Valkyrie last minute to kill them both and get an Expo lock. But nonetheless, I think it was pretty decent defense by Viper the whole game, and if the Hog player is on their toes, you will never really break through as the Expo player. So right here, this looks really solid though. Evo Archers are coming down. Evo IS is unfortunately gonna just subdue that Expo. I was looking for the right word there. It's gonna definitely just subdue that Expo right there, and it's gonna just take it out. No real hope. I think if Tytoń did catch that with the Ice Spirit, that might have been a different story, but still, look at this. Really good Evo Archer power shot value. Unfortunately, no damage at all, but he does still get a slight damage lead because he did Naked Fireball earlier, and I mean, a lot of Elixir was forced out on defense there. So again, a Fireball is going to come down, and this is a different playstyle than Befis, guys. Befis goes for a lot of Expos. As you can see, Tytoń has already accepted that he's never going to break through, and he's already going for the spell cycle very early on in the match. So I think that's very important, because ultimately, spell cycle is the way to go in this matchup. You're never going to break through if they know what they're doing. Also, look at the stacked archers in the other lane, because that is going to give value. And wow, Naked Fireball on the Valkyrie is crazy. I'm surprised that Planet is being very patient without ever rocketing back. I feel like he could rocket back if he wanted to, but I mean, at the same time, it's okay not to. Really nice log, and Knight is going to protect the Expo, so that's actually going to mean that there's no lineups right here. So it's going to go pretty well for Tytoń here. Expo's staying strong, and he's back to his second Expo very soon. Does go for the Tesla first to DPS. I thought he might go for second Expo, but instead, just a nice little sequence. He's definitely going to go Expo to kite this Hog over, right? Yep, Expo to kite the Hog over. Unfortunately, though, it does not really go in range of the Tesla until it gets pushed with those Skeles, I think it was. So, pretty nice play. If they do outcycle your Tesla, or you place it early and they go Hog opposite, you can pull it over with a Expo. Don't worry about that. So the first rocket of the game comes down for Planet, and a Fireball in tow for Tytoń. Still up 600 damage, is about the damage that a rocket does. He's only up 1 rocket. So as you can see, Expo pressure is still crucial in a matchup like this. You definitely want to just pressure a lot and try and get value, but at the same time, I think it is pretty important for the Hog player to defend well and rocket cycle on the tower. Expo wants to go in and get damage, but the Hog player wants to just defend and rocket cycle. Tytoń actually does get a damage lead in the other lane, which is pretty crazy. So Valk Hog is pretty much undefendable for the Expo's side unless you go like Tesla the bridge. NATO cycle plus log, which does not actually clip the archer still, so a bit of a misplay by Planet. And now Tytoń somehow got that big lock in the other side. So he does have the luxury of switching lanes now, which is pretty nice because the Hog player would like to log cycle in the lane. Rocket does come down instantly, and Expo will come down to match that, as you guys can see. You do not let the Hog player rocket cycle you no matter what. You just don't. It's not really the play you want to make. So high Tesla does come down, Exe as well, and that's just going to be a Fireball, exactly like I was talking about what Befis did, but that actually hit the tower as well. That is a crazy value Fireball right there. And now Planet is bleeding Elixir, so Valk forced out. Expo as well. He's going to rocket the tower, which he has to. At the same time, look at the Elixir differential. I think it is over at this point. Tytoń gets the Fireball down, is definitely going to Knight to block that Exe, get the log on the Exe too. In the meantime, Planet is forced to still defend. Tytoń can go for the Evo Archers at the bridge. Tesla will pull this Hog over, and those Evo Archers still need a response. So in the meantime, Tytoń can get 2 more Fireballs down while this Expo is still going, and Planet cannot rocket. He does rocket, Expo gets a lock, and that's another Fireball. Look at that. Pretty much a perfect game by Tytoń, guys. I think Planet could have played a bit better, but he still played pretty well. Tytoń just did perfect spell cycle and Expo offense the whole game. That's exactly how you want to handle a matchup like that. Alright everyone, speaking of Hog Rider, we have this next game against Checkmate, who is going to be one of the best 2.6 Hog players in the world. I think he's like top 5 right now. Unfortunately, a lot of Tytoń's games here are on the top for some reason, but it's still going to be pretty decent. So we're going to see how things go in this match. 2.6 Hog is a pretty common matchup at the top level. I mean, I don't really see 2.6 much at lower ladder these days. I feel like all the Hog players have switched to Hog Earthquake because it is just honestly a stronger deck. But, I mean, at the same time, it's not terrible. I think it's still usable in the meta. I mean, people are finishing top 50 in the world with 2.6 right now. So, yeah, we'll see how exactly this goes. I think Checkmate was like top 10 in the world with like 1 day left in the season. So, obviously 2.6 is playable if you're a really good player like him. So, I think this matchup is honestly slightly for Xbow. I wowould say maybe like 55-45 or 60-40 max. The problem I have with this matchup is you can never really break through with an Xbow. Again, it always comes down to spell cycle, man. And ExeNado even said this before Evos were a thing. He said that the matchup is just raw spell cycle the whole game. And that is honestly what it is, because they have so many easy tanks, the biggest one being the Ice Golem. I did the math, guys. Ice Golem tanks for 29% of an Xbow's HP, believe it or not. I think the exact number is like 29.3 or something. So for 2 Elixir, you shut down an entire Xbow like that. And then at that point, it's just kind of annoying to try and break through. Evo Skeles do come down by Checkmate. Log as well for those. And Tytoń has a pretty good offense going in the other side. As you can see, he got that dual lane pressure down. Unfortunately, nothing really comes out of it because really cheap and easy defense for 2.6. If they do have good micro, you will not get through with tricks like those. But still, Tytoń is known for this gameplay, guys. Something that I think sets him apart from any other Xbow player, especially at the top, is he does these non-Xbow plays all the time, in single elixir especially, like, you know, Knight the bridge, Knight archers the bridge, split archers, Knight in front of one, Ice Spirit in front of one. He gets all these tricks going down that just screw with the opponent's cycle. He has knowledge of the opponent's cycle as well. It just works out very well because against players who don't know how to deal with those situations perfectly, which a lot of people don't, because I mean 3.0 is not a very meta deck. You don't really see it much. So especially if you're against like the deck and you don't really know how to play against it, I feel like that kind of gameplay and those kind of tricks will really get more inexperienced players. And that's how Tytoń always does things in global tourneys too, and even beats snipes. Like he beat RG Earthquake with that kind of play. Evo Archers Knight the bridge, Xbow other lane, you know, low elixir, everything forced out, and then just perfectly executed gameplay overall. Right now, though, speaking of perfectly executed, Checkmate is out-cycling Tytoń's Tesla pretty heavily. It is a problem in this matchup. As you can see, he's out-cycled it by like 4 right now. So Fireball forced on that Hog, plus the Skeles, and maybe a Log. Yeah, Log to be safe, because, I mean, honestly, if you take even 1 Hog hit in this matchup, you lose the game. It is spell cycle, so if they take a small Expo lock, like, say, 600 damage, they kind of do lose the game as well. But if the Hog player does get a Hog hit, I'd say the Xbow player also loses the game. So now Tytoń is unfortunately down elixir, so Checkmate just gets a free fireball on the tower. As you can see, even if he does just naked fireball the tower, there's nothing that Tytoń can do to really break through. I mean, this fortress of defense, just spam cycle cards, low Ice Golem, low cannon. Really good micro though. Look at that Log Ice Spirit Skeles, but still back to an Ice Golem. So, I mean, it's just kind of problematic. And now Tytoń probably wants to Expo again, but he can't. He does, and now here's the problem with this, guys. Checkmate will get a nice fireball on the Expo plus the tower. Really good fireball by Tytoń, trying to get a last second play. Doesn't work out though. And again, Checkmate will do this, so that's the problem with this matchup too. They get to spell cycle you out while hitting your tower. So I feel like he could have shoved that Expo by 1 to not give fireball value, but at the same time, that would have left it more susceptible to value in the sense that you can snipe it from lower and kill it. So I don't know how Tytoń's going to come back, man. This looks pretty rough now. Fireball on the tower for both sides, and Tytoń is still down 2 fireballs right now. So how's he going to break through? I don't know how he's going to come back in this matchup. I mean, this is pretty tough to break through against, like I said, and they just have really good defense. So I really don't understand, actually. We are heading into triple elixir now, and we'll see how Tytoń can come back, because I mean he is just down 2 fireballs. It looks really tense right now. Really good Evo Tesla will kill the Evo Skeles too and just clear everything. As you can see, new Expo hovered because he wants to get back to his second one. We'll probably play it down in the middle. Yes, you can see Tytoń was trying to figure out how to play the Expo without giving spell value on the weak side tower. That's exactly how you do it with that high Expo. You also can't get a log on the Expo plus tower, so that's just really nice overall. Hog does come down, will get stunned by that Evo Tesla pulse, and fireball forced out. So just like that, Tytoń is now up damage right there. I don't know how he got that lock. Wait, he got a lock, right? Wait, I missed it. How did he get that lock? I actually completely missed it, guys. I don't know how he got that lock, but he did. So that's just going to be... He's up a fireball. I really was focusing on the strategy, guys. Rewatched it to see what happened, because I did not see what happened there. But Tytoń ended up going up damage. I guess he got an Expo lock somehow. Maybe when the Hog like jumped the river or something, but that was insane. And that is going to be GG. He just gets back to a fireball, and Checkmate is upset. He kind of sold from a good position, so that's going to be a beautiful win against 2.6. As you can see, guys, keep your cool the whole game. You can come back. That's exactly what happened. So yeah, Checkmate not happy about this. Tytoń obviously happy about it. Really clutch win when he was down 600 into triple. Alright everyone, we got the next game against Simo. Simo is, in my opinion, a top 3 P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam player right now. As you can see from his profile, he has a number 14 ladder finish, which he just got. I think he has even better finishes on his other accounts maybe. And he's just consistently been one of the best P.E.K.K.A players in the world. So I feel like it would be pretty fun to see how this match goes down. Simo is also playing a pretty rough version of P.E.K.K.A for Xbow to deal with. I don't think it's a bad matchup in the sense that he's getting countered as Tytoń, but at the same time, he does have Arrow's Void on Simo's side, so Arrow's Void are like 2 of the best spells you could ever have against Xbow, right? You can Void the Tesla or the Xbow anytime, you can Arrows the Archers anytime, and you can even Void the Archers if you want to take out Evo Archers, for example. So it's pretty annoying, this kind of matchup, and I do not expect Tytoń to get an Xbow lock the whole game, guys. Especially because Simo has Evo Wizard and Bomber. Those are 2 very annoying cards that will just shut an Xbow down very easily. For example, Evo Wizard will full counter Xbow by itself, and Bomber, if you just tank with like a Ram opposite lane and Bomber on the Xbow, you can't really kill that Bomber unless you overcommit and go Log plus Spirit to kill it, because Xbow will not be on the Bomber. So a smart Bomber player will protect the Bomber, and it'll just be kind of annoying. Really nice micro. Look at that Ice Spirit. Still going to be an unfortunate forced Evo Archers because that Bandit was just being a bit of a pain, but still, I mean, Tytoń survived, I guess. He got back to Evo Archers so soon, man. You will see that a big part of his playstyle, and a big part of any of your playstyles, should be getting back to Evo Archers as fast as you can, because the goal is really just to use your Evos as much as you want. So you basically just want to get value out of your evolutions in single, especially against heavier decks like P.E.K.K.A, or even beatdown decks like Lava Hound, Royal Giant, Golem, Giant, stuff like that. You want to get to your Evos, especially Evo Archers, and try and make plays happen in single. You will see Tytoń does that in almost every match, honestly. So Knight does come down for this Ghost. Ice Spirit 2, that should kill everything. Look at that really nice micro. Skeles creep up from behind, and now he does have his Archers. This looks really bad, though. Is he going to Fireball, or how's he going to deal with this? I guess late Knight. Yo, Knight really high, far away, so P.E.K.K.A's nowhere near. Bandit will, oh my god, that, oh dude, that was like one of the best plays I've ever seen. Didn't work out, but that was so clean, man. The Bandit was going to activate the King. I feel like Tytoń deserved a King activation for that. That was beautiful micro if I've ever seen it. And honestly, I think what we want to say about Tytoń, you know, people say what separates Tytoń or Betfus from the other players. I already talked about Tytoń once, which was the other plays, like the sneaky Archers, Knight at the bridge to get damage, those kind of plays. But at the same time, I also do feel like there are other things that kind of go that Tytoń does that other people don't really do, which, for example, is just perfect micro defense and creative defense all the time. I feel like people like Betfus do that too. He has that micro unlock. But you saw that against the P.E.K.K.A Bandit Bomber push, not only to get a King Tower activation out of it, in my opinion, he got the activation in Spirit, but also he was able to fully defend when he was down Elixir and had an awkward cycle, so that was just really nice, honestly. Really nice to see. Knight does come down to block that Evo Wizard. Really, really good stuff, and Tesla as well, that should melt it, but unfortunately Void, the biggest bailout in the game against Xbow, is going to shut that down. As you can see, though, Tytoń has the Xbow hovered, plays it instantly at the bridge. No, Simo's Elixir is low. He unfortunately will get the P.E.K.K.A down in time, but still, no arrows in cycle, and Simo is down quite a bit right now. So we will see a log on both the P.E.K.K.A and the Bomber, I believe. We'll actually see a Fireball instead, so really good Fireball. Skeles too, and that should be a pretty good defense. Now we can log the Bandit, and then Ice Spirit the Ram, and Void is going to come down to bail out once again. It is the biggest bailout, I'm telling you guys. But still, the thing about this matchup is even if they have bailouts against you, you honestly do have bailouts against them as well. I can't deny it. Evo Tesla, one of the strongest buildings, if not the strongest building in the entire game. It actually is. Not one of them. It is the strongest building in the whole game. Especially against Ram, especially against Evo Ram. So that's putting in a lot of work for Tytoń on defense here, as it's about to once more. Evo Tesla comes down, is going to kill that Wizard. Still takes 2 hits, but still holding strong. We'll see an Ice Spirit plus Log on the Bomber plus P.E.K.K.A. And once that Tesla dies, we will get a Pulse, which doesn't really do anything, but still, that's just a really useful thing to have overall, you know. It's just nice. So arrows are hovered by Simo. Looks like he wants to hit everything with the arrows. If you split Evo Archers, guys, that is one way to mitigate arrows. As you can see, you just split them in the back, and they can't hit both unless they activate your King Tower, or you already have it activated. So that's just a nice anti-arrows play. And wow, slight misplay by Simo. They're taking 2 power shots in the left lane, so that's going to give Tytoń a damage lead right there. And P.E.K.K.A gets melted in the other side. So much going on the board right now, but Tytoń just, this Titanium Xbow holding strong with his pressure, and Wizard is going to come down to snipe those Archers, but Tesla comes down in return to snipe the Wizard back, and that's just going to be a pretty good situation overall. I mean, you see a Knight as well. We see a log probably on everything that is such a high value log. Look at that. Oh my god, that was a beautiful log, literally clipping everything in the entire universe. And we'll see a Tesla come down too, so really good Tesla, and that's just going to be pretty good overall. I mean, Tytoń can't really complain with this defense. And as you can see, the main thing about this game is that even though you can never break through with Xbow, they can never break through with P.E.K.K.A. either. You just defend perfectly the whole game, you will win with Spell Cycle in tiebreaker. So expect tiebreaker games out of P.E.K.K.A. matchups, but if you just play well, you will literally win. That's exactly what happened here. Tytoń played really well, and he won for it. So very well played, very impressive stuff. I guess one of the best P.E.K.K.A. players in the entire world. Alright everyone, moving on, we have this game against Rimuru. I don't know who this is. I want to say maybe Starlight, one of the best graveyard players of all time. Okay, definitely not with a 949 ladder finish, unless it's a new account, which is possible. I don't know. This was, again, literally, like, I told him, share your final games of the season. These are his final games of the ladder season, guys. This is, like, the 3,500, 3,600 range. This is like top 50 or higher level gameplay right now. So he's obviously a good player, Rimuru, to be this high with this deck. Tytoń, as you can see, just playing his normal stuff. Split Archers, Ice Spirit, plus Knight. And Rimuru just ignoring everything. One Archer hit does come down for Tytoń. And Rimuru is still ignoring. I don't know why. I guess he wants to save the Knight for an Xbow or something. Goes for the Ice Wiz late. As you can see, he also plays his Ice Wiz low, so Tytoń does not get a Fireball, but he does get a Tesla. So free Tesla setup, and now he can just go for an Xbow, honestly, if he wants to. The question is, will he Xbow, or will he split Archers? I think this is a big thing. As you can see, someone like me, I would have just gone Xbow there with a Tesla, but Rimuru would have probably defended with like low Knight, Poison, and then like something else. So Tytoń knows that, and he splits Archers to get free value before going Xbow, because number one, it's about that Evo cycle, like I said. He's getting back to his Evos. Number two, he does these plays. Look at this Knight in front of the left Archer. He does these plays. I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. So Log does come down. Bomber as well. And that's going to be a nice lock for a Tytoń in the other side. Ice Wiz is not going to come down for Rimuru, which I feel like it probably should have, because that is honestly game-winning damage for a Tytoń right there. Look at that perfect gameplay. Rimuru was just a bit scared to play into Tytoń's hand, which is fair enough. I mean, if you have a bad cycle against Xbow and single as Splashyard, you are probably going to be in trouble. But still, Tytoń just going crazy, and I don't know why he does that in the other lane. Ice Spirit Skeles against the Cannoneer, really good play, gets them a couple hundred. I guess because he wants to get dual lane pressure on. That's a pretty important thing in this matchup, guys. Dual lane pressure. Xbow comes down in the right. I think we might see a Knight in the left as well. Yes, we will. His literal signature, guys. And as you can see, Rimuru wanted to poison the Archer plus Xbow, but now he can't because he has this whole other side to defend with the Knight plus Evo Archer. Tesla comes down for the Baby Dragon. Ice Spirit to catch that Bomber hit, which still does splash the Xbow, unfortunately, but we will still see a good offense. Nice log, and that's going to be one tick on the tower. So he does get an Xbow connection. A baby Xbow lock, if you will. And that's just going to work out super nicely. So, honestly, all things considered, pretty good situation for Tytoń there. You can't really complain going this well against Splashyard. But now we have the big guns coming in. This massive push. Evo Knight, Baby Dragon, Graveyard. Probably about to see a poison. We do see an Evo Bomber, NATO. And that's going to be one bomber hit on the tower. Tytoń might activate King, though. Do you guys think he'll get the activation? I think he might. Will we see that? Activation? Oh, that was so close, dude. I swear he's getting robbed of activation in this video today, guys. Number one against P.E.K.K.A. then just now. But you can see the idea was there. He obviously tried to get the Skellies down before the Archers would take the targeting. And now we see a very creative play. Look at this. Anti-graveyard defensive Xbow. I only really see this with Icebow, honestly. The purpose of this Xbow is to help against the graveyard, as you can see, because it does not hit the Knight. The Knight is too high in targeting to be attacked by that Xbow. So the sole purpose of this Xbow is to help against the graveyard. I really like how Tytoń did that. I mean, you never really see anyone doing that. So if you guys did not know about that play, now you know about this play. And now he goes for a defensive Xbow. I'm surprised. I thought he'd go for an offensive one, but I guess it does make sense, because the one weakness as well of that low Xbow supporting the graveyard is that it does not help on offense at all. It's too low to help out on the other side of the board, so no real point trying to counter push with it, you know? And that's the thing that normal Xbows can do. You can counter push with them. So we do see Knight plus split Archers coming down, and Fireball Cycle in the left. You can see that Tytoń has split his damage, because I guess it makes sense why he went Ice Spirit Skeles, guys. He's literally always like 4 steps ahead. Another thing about Tytoń you have to know, he's always a few steps ahead of his opponent. He knows how to play this game at a very high level. He's not just playing like an Exo Cycle game, he's playing Clash Royale at the top level. We're just lucky that he chose 3.0 as his main deck, because he literally plays competitive with many different decks, and he does well in competitive. So we're just grateful that he's a 3.0 player. Goes for a really nice log Tesla. I really like that, guys. It does not work out, but you can see the idea. He knew the opponent's cycle had an Evo Bomber there. He probably would have expected an Evo Bomber on the Expo, so he went log Tesla to predict that bomber. That's all that really was. Nice little Xbow coming down again. Beautiful fireball in the left. That was so clean, man. That nukes everything. And now just Skeles plus Ice Spirit for that graveyard. Takes a couple of hits, but nothing serious, and has a full Xbow coming down to help out in the left now. With the Knight catching that Ice Wizard, just really good triple elixir gameplay overall. We'll see an Xbow in a second here. Maybe Evo Archers to help out as well. Yes, they will. Evo Knight will come down for Rimuru, but I think Tytoń will try and cut this out of range. Also, Evo Archer is going to force a response out with that Tombstone, and they do. Nice Tesla to cut the Knight out of range. Bomber catches that Knight, and that is probably going to be a good game now. I mean, Rimuru can't poison these Archers. Fireball comes down for a Tytoń. Just has to log, and now that's GG, because, I mean, yeah, just safe log. Didn't hit anything, but still just for safe measures. As you can see, it was a pretty close game because you can't go same lane at all. Any damage you get in the good lane, they switch to it, it doesn't do anything, but Tytoń was ready from the start. That Ice Spirit Skeles play already told you guys that he was ready to go opposite lane the whole game. That is a perfect game against Splashyard with lots of plays. Study that if you struggle against this matchup. Alright everyone, pretty long video today, and I'm happy because I love showcasing games like these. We have this final game against Lemon Tree, who is also known as So Tired, with a number 22 ladder finish with 2.6. The best 2.6 Hog finish in the last season. I think the best one in maybe like the last year or more. I'm not sure. I think that's probably the best 2.6 Hog finish in recent metas. Correct me if I'm wrong, but So Tired, I got him on the channel actually. If you guys missed that, you can check it out. But a really, really nice player, very talented with the deck, of course, and it's going to be very tough to play against him in this matchup. He already beat Checkmate in this matchup, but So Tired, in my opinion, is probably the best 2.6 player in the world right now. I think there's not like a huge skill difference between him and Checkmate, but he always consistently finishes well. He's like always top 100 on ladder, always top 100 in global tournaments too, literally every single time. So he's just a very talented player. Really like watching him, and I did get him on the channel again, so very nice to see this one, and I think it's going to be pretty good. So we'll see what happens here. We see the split archers. One musky hit, unfortunately. I don't know how that worked out. Is it because like the right archer spawns before the left one? I'm not sure. Either way, that was very unfortunate. That is not game-losing damage, but against So Tired, that is really bad. That's like one fireball for free that you don't want to give them. So pretty unfortunate, honestly. Tytoń is still kind of holding. He has some spell damage in the left, I think. So that's doing okay, but I mean, ultimately, this does come down to Spell Cycle, and I guess we have some nice 2.6 games to show you guys today, 3.0 against 2.6, but I just suspect So Tired will defend every single time. I mean, he has lost against 3.0 before against Eli Reza, but he also won against him the second time around, and he played better, so I feel like someone like So Tired, when he's locked in and dialed in, this kind of matchup is going to be very tough to play from Xbow's side. Nice Evo Archers will just melt that Ice Golem. Ice Spirit does predict that cannon, which does not actually work out, unfortunately, but one Evo Archer is counter-pushing, so Tytoń will go for that Knight. As you can see, his favorite play, Knight Evo Archer. What a counter-push. And pre-log on the Evo Skeles. He knew, man, you could tell that he knew that he had Evo Skeles in cycle and he wanted to play them as well, so really good log by Tytoń. Unfortunately, doesn't get anything out of it because So Tired did have good micro with that Hog as well, and just overall, you know, I wouldn't expect So Tired to make any micro mistakes, honestly, but still, you can see the Spirit was there. Just beautiful stuff overall. So Hog, Ice Golem does come down. Ice Spirit, we might see a Fireball on this Hog. I think we will. Yep, kind of necessary, kind of forced. And unfortunately, So Tired can get a free Fireball on the tower because of that, because Tytoń just can't really do anything. But really good Tesla for this Hog and the Ice Spirit, so Tired was just trying to get that Hog down to try and outcycle Tytoń. That's a big benefit of pre-placing Teslas in this matchup, guys. You can't get outcycled. It's a very important thing. It's a very big thing, and it does help a lot. So we see Xbow plus Knight coming down now. We might see a Fireball on the Ice Golem. I think it's a bit too aggressive, though. Maybe a Fireball on that cannon, or maybe even not. Yeah, he's playing pretty passively, honestly, with these Xbow supports. But I guess his goal is just to cycle back to a new Xbow. Really good micro there. Look at that. That is good Xbow support, and that's going to get him a couple ticks in the right. Unfortunately, not anything special. And as you can see, he's also going opposite lane because you don't want to go same lane. You saw that against Checkmate, and Checkmate just fireballed the Xbow in the weak side tower, so definitely not something you really want to have. Nice high Evo Tesla is going to be anti-fireball as well, and So Tired does get a nice fireball, but now Tytoń is up 4 or 3.5 elixir or so. Don't think it's really going to do anything though, because I mean, you can't break through in this matchup, you just can't. So Tytoń's doing this play, which is setting up a Knight in the back. I think it's really nice to do, because you just kind of get a Knight coming down, and now he has an Xbow with a free Knight, and he's up 5 elixir, so it's a pretty good situation, right? Still think it's going to be pretty rough, though. We'll see a Fireball on the cannon. Very important to get these Fireballs down, especially late game, like late double and in triple, guys, because you do need that tower damage, and you can't really get tower damage in any other way, really. So we see an Ice Spirit plus log. That's going to actually kill the Hog. Wow, really nice. So Tytoń's Xbows, I swear they survive on like 1 HP all the time. Really good fireball as well. Going to force out a cannon because Sotard has a pretty awkward cycle. Tytoń will Xbow instantly. As you can see, the momentum of this game is going back towards Tytoń's favor. I really like that. Also like this high Tesla. You know, there's a trick where you go for a low Tesla, try and cut the Hog out of range. But I guess Tytoń just wants that high Tesla, that safe play, so I like that. Nice Skeles to predict the cannon, which does actually work out. Icebear 2, look at this micro, dude. It's actually insane how well he's playing this micro. Sotard is ready with every single bit of cycle card tanking, but still really nice to see Tytoń doing this, because I swear against another player, it would not work this well. Like a bad 2.6 player would fall for this. And he's still down 500 damage, so how's he going to win? I don't know how he's going to come back in this position, honestly. Again, this is a similar one against Checkmate. Does get a fireball down, and he's going to go for the Xbow as Sotard fireballs back. We'll see a Tesla high for the Evo Skeles and the Hog, and now we have to see an Xbow. Final Xbow of the game, guys, with the Evo Archers to help as well. I think, right? We'll probably see the... actually, fireball first, and then Evo Archers to melt everything. Sotard does go for the Hog. That's going to get melted. He goes for a fireball. Panic fireball, and turns back to the fireball at the very last minute. Oh my god. So Sotard, instead of tanking, panicked and went for a fireball on the Expo, and Tytoń barely gets away with that win. That is insane. That is good game by, again, literally less than 200 HP. Oh my god. That is how he won, though. That is crazy stuff. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. That is the final match that I have for you guys. Really fun, just analyzing 35 minutes straight of Tytoń gameplay. Again, just want to extend my most heartfelt congratulations to Tytoń. Not sure if you'd be watching this, but if you are, Ben, congratulations. I'm so happy and proud of you. So happy for you, so proud of you. I think you totally deserve this achievement, and no one does deserve it more than you. You are so talented with 3.0. Thank you for putting our deck on the map and for getting your first single-digit finish. He did tell me, guys, that he's going for #1 next season, so who knows? This might not even be the end, but this is literally, again, as far as I'm aware, the best 3.0 Xbow finish in the last 3 years, maybe even ever. If you talk about raw 3.0, I don't think anyone has finished in the top 10, or in the top 6 rather. 7.4 had a #8, like I said, but I don't think with 3.0 anyone had a top 6 with raw 3.0. So thank you so much to Tytoń for coming on, sharing this gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed. It does take a lot of effort for me to go out of my way, especially during the hard university semester, to just try and find time to make this kind of video for you guys, especially like kind of what's the word, I'm trying to coordinating. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a little tired coordinating with a special guest to try and share gameplay for you guys, but it is my pleasure. I love it, and I'll always try my best to do it for you guys. So that is going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments what you thought, and let me know if you'd like to see more special guest gameplay. I saw some people in the Bethis video said they want to see more of my gameplay too. I will definitely bring that to you guys soon. Don't worry. Just, again, been so busy with university, but do appreciate all of you guys very much. So thank you so much for watching. Congratulations again to Tytoń for literally writing history. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from this video and my analysis. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.